unintelligible band name logos. So pretty much all your extreme death metal logos. Yeah, like that shit on your shirt. Yeah, shit on a shirt.
What band do you think that is?
That's
To be honest, it looks like spilled paint. I haven't got a clue.
That looks like it says Studios, right?
Yes, correct. It's not a band shirt. It was a trick question. Yeah, it's Monolith Studios. Great studios in London. Anyway,
Okay.
It's not a band, but you read it, so it's not unintelligible. So
That's actually at least partially intelligible. There are some, and I don't understand the band's points of getting more and more extreme to the point where you can't read anything at all. So
it's hilarious.
It's pointless.
It's funny.
It's funny.
I like it when they have on a poster, they have all the logos, but then in like normal font, they have the band name. Yeah.
Brackets, yeah.
It's just like loads of like pigeons of like shit on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so can someone please just take me through this about where did this start from? If anyone knows, where did these sort of logos come from? Why have they got so extreme? And why, apart from being humorous, why are bands going down this route now? I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
If you're writing extreme music, and I suppose it's a bit like, why do they have to scream? You know, why can't they sing?
That's a whole other question.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't necessarily work otherwise, because the vocals is another instrument that's kind of be working with the guitars and the drums. It makes it sound horrible. So why not make the logo horrible?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a bit sitting there in
It's
time.
been more and more extreme than your peers, isn't it? You know, it's been, it's taken it to the next level. Same with vocal style, same as lyrical content, same as song titles. I mean, we are talking about like the slam death genre here, aren't we?
Yeah, door grind and all that stuff.
You know, but some of them are, you know, bordering on ridiculous. You know, but you know, somebody's got this logo that's you can just about make out. You have to work it out, and then somebody, you know, the next band that comes along who are influenced by them or want to sound like them, mate, there's even more. It's just one-upmanship. I think Nick used the phrase "pushing the envelope." That's what they're doing. Isn't it? They're just taking it one step higher than their mates band who've just come out before. You know.
At the end of the day, it's without sounding like a ponce. It's art, right? Ponce, don't call me that. It's art, so you can do what the hell you want. And if you want to write an album that sounds like someone hoovering, throwing a drum kit down the stairs, then fair play. And if you want to have a logo that looks like a dead tree's been run over and put up against the fence, then yeah. I mean, there's a meme, isn't there? There's that meme of like a bunch of twigs.
Yeah, it's a bunch of twigs. Yeah.
And I think that's great. I honestly thought that was a band logo. And that was a meme.
And Party Cannon did their thing, didn't they? Where they were just like, fuck it, we're gonna be called Party Cannon. And not have a logo.
Like, I love that, because when you see it on like a lineup, it's just
right
there.
Fantastic. But no, I think no other band can do that now, though, because they've already done it.
Yeah, it's already been done.
Yeah.
So Party Cannon, Chris from Party Cannon's got this thing about care emoji every single post. I mean, it's been going on for 2 years solid. It hasn't stopped. If you've got any advice on how to deal with that, please let me know.
Care emoji back. That's the only.
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
It just encourages them. It gets it. It just.
Good. That's the right answer.
I mean, I think my issue around having the logo things is I understand about the extremities and stuff like that, but with a logo of a band, like we've got the Silosis t-shirt on there with Mike, and so you look at it and go, Silosis band, I know the name. Or you could look at it and you could see it and you could ask about the band. When you've got this massive nonsense on your chest, how are you?
I think this is probably like the limit for me of like, okay, that's eligible, but it looks kind of like of that ilk, I guess. So
yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm probably talking too much, but I've got another opinion. People that like that type of music, they kind of memorize the pattern of it, and they know which band logo that is. It's not the words, it's the art, it's the image that it portrays.
Do you think there's any super fans you can actually draw it from memory, like those?
Probably, yeah. But I think they'll know. Oh yeah, I love that band. And, when they're hanging around in Morrison's or whatever in the freezer aisle, and they bump into each other, and then they go, "Oh yeah, I like that. That band looks like a squiggle."
Yeah, or it's like, you probably haven't heard of this band, man. Like, way too cool for you. Like,
one-upmanship again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
One-upmanship, maybe the one-upmanship element.
Yeah, the more it's like that whole thing of elitism, right, and listening to the most obscure music that some people are really into or whatever.
That's it. I mean, talking about obscure music and elitism. We have G here, who likes to listen to the most horrible music and likes bands with squiggly logos, and also likes horrible horror stuff, don't you?
I do like horrendously bad films.
Fantastic.
Well, I have got a point on this. So I don't know how many of you have read Lords of Chaos. I know it's a controversial book in the black metal scene, but there's a paragraph in there that I really liked, and it said about extreme metal is the only form of music that has kind of forced itself underground so that it can talk about it. It can be as extreme as it wants. It's not out to make loads of money. It just wants to kind of be free from any kind of
expressing.
Well, it's so expressive, and I think this is an extra branch of that, where it's like, if you can't understand our logo and you're not listening to our music, then fuck it, you go and do something else. And I really like that about metal, the fact that we're almost like, if we know that we're not trying, most of the music we all listen to, we're not trying to make the world sing along to it. So why should we be pandering to labels, to this and the other? I mean, I was very impressed when I first listened to Anal Mathrak, and I would realise there's no lyric sheet. So the only bit of the album I could tell was "Die on Your Knees." I was like, oh, okay, I got that bit. Yeah, brilliant. The rest, fantastic. And I just find that the logo thing is just another element of that. Like, you can't read this. Doesn't bother us.
Yeah,
we're fine. Yeah. Have you heard of the black metal solo act? What was his Exastra? He's an American fella. Now his logo, you could not read it, but every time I see it, I can actually tell what it is.
That's what I was saying. It's like a picture that you recognise. You know.
I was playing in the covers band, and the other guitarist, Steve Wallace, you might know him. He had an Exastro t-shirt, and I was like, fuck, I didn't know anyone else actually had heard of this band. But we had a little brotherhood there.
Now you're both super underground weirdos.
Yeah, we bumped.
Yeah. There is a point then.
Yeah, I think I like keeping it readable with the bands that I feel like I want people to check out if you're going to do like a merch run or something. And you're trying to get people to listen to your music. I'm not sure if there may not be a whole lot of point in having an unreadable logo, but if some people want that, then that's cool as well, I suppose.
Doesn't it just establish itself and become part of the landscape though? So I'll give you an example. Why do rockers and metal people, why do a lot of them have long hair? So a lot of this comes out of the late 60s. If you, in America especially, you would grow your hair because you didn't want to be drafted into the Vietnam War. That was an anti-establishment protest. It was an aesthetic that you would do. And then all those great bands, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, that became the image, didn't it, of heavy music. And now, we have death metal bands, and a lot of these people are very masculine and have beards, but they have long hair. And normally they're not the type of people you would expect to have long hair. They probably, rightly so, should enjoy football, and then in America they probably enjoy American football and basketball, etc. So that, if you were to ask those people, why do you have long hair? It is part of the landscape, isn't it? And same with the logos. I mean, Andy, you mentioned it. Surely this comes out of gore grind and death metal, doesn't it? And then you do have black metal bands that also have logos that are unintelligible. But I think it's just the thing that you do now. And yeah, as you said, Nick, G, you said there, I like how in Lords of Chaos that paragraph says it's a movement, a counterculture movement that forced itself underground, didn't it? How many genres have wanted to do that? Even punk wanted to take over, didn't it?
Yeah.
They wanted to bring down the establishment, and you're right. Black metal, to use an example, wanted to create this cocoon, and it would be, I don't want to use the word self-righteous because that's an insult, but it would create its own world, and everybody in there would understand it. If you don't like it, fuck off. So yeah, there is an element of atavism, isn't there, with the logos, where it's like, we don't give a shit if you can't read this. Although for people who are going like Richard to a death metal festival, this week or last week, you probably do need to see the name in brackets as well. Otherwise, you have to
Yeah.
Google 20
Yeah.
and try and work out who's on
Yeah,
the
because I wanted to check out some of the bands beforehand, so it was quite nice that they were like actually rated.
But
Yeah,
on the
no,
flip
it's
side,
really
if you went to that festival, we saw the lineup, you didn't have logos like that, you might go, is this like a real like death metal festival?
Yeah.
Or is it,
Yeah.
like, I need to see those kind of logos. Like,
Yeah, I might not have been as excited for it as I
Yeah.
was, because I didn't
But
know what I was
is-
getting into,
yeah. Is this legit or?
Yeah.
Well, Kirk brought up a good thing about the black metal scene, and Euronymous, whether you want to call it a marketing ploy or whether he was being genuine, he wanted to create a form of music that was so unlistenable that generic people would just not be able to stand it. Therefore, he kind of tells you if you're not good enough for this, or if you're not strong enough to listen to this, you can go away. And that instantly made people go, I'm strong enough for this. That's kind of what attracted me to black metal, like, because I wanted to hear the most coarse, horrible stuff I could do. So it's as I say, it's another branch of that, where this logo is so horrendous. I can only imagine that their music is going to kind of follow suit. So I need to listen to it. I don't know what to Google, but
Yeah, how would you Google those names?
You've got AI now to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.